Okay, I see people are coming online. This is awesome. We're up to 7. I wish I could talk to y'all. It says Q&A, but I don't see anything, and I don't know how to enable chat. Is there a chat enable here? Anybody? Chat. Ha! I found it. Can you guys like type something and let me know you can hear me and that it looks okay? Or you should see my opening slide. Can somebody jump in and chat? It's the people are coming online. This is awesome. We're just 7. I wish I could talk to y'all. There's Q&A, but I don't see anything. I don't know how to enable chat. Is there a chat anymore? Anybody? Chat. Ah. Nothing. Still got nothing. 10 viewers. Like type something and let me know you can hear me and that it looks okay. Or you can see my opening slide. Somebody jump in and chat. It's the
all I've got is the, oh, there's the QA.
It's chat up in the right, in the left corner. Okay. Hold on. Jean is asking a question. Let's see. Q&A to see me live. Whoa. Okay, hit me. Can you see me okay? Donna?
Yeah. Actually, what I'm seeing is the same thing you see.
Okay. So there I am.
Okay, there you are.
It's chat up in the right and the left corner. Okay. Jean is asking a question. Q&A is see me live. Whoa. Okay. Can you see me okay? Actually, what I'm seeing is that you see. Okay. So, what's that? Camera pan. There I am. Jean said she had to go to Q&A to see me live. Did you go to Q&A to see me live?
Yes.
You did? Ah, there it is. Can see and hear you. Can't find chat. We can see and hear. Click on the square grid in the upper right corner. Awesome. And it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes. Thank you all for coming. I'm super excited. I can't believe we're actually doing this. I'm a little nervous. My stomach is a little, yeah. So anyway, and there's nothing like your mom calling you like 3 seconds before you're supposed to go live and saying, honey, I have some questions. Sure, Mom. Yeah, but I've only got like 3 seconds to talk to you and then I got to go. So yeah, it's been one of those mornings. So welcome everybody. I love this. I see Jonathan. Donna is actually here in my office with me, or in my library with me. Valerie, Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Jennifer. My favorite people are here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes and see who else we can get on. If you want to go ahead and type in a question and not like ask a question, but just more say, I'm here. That would be super awesome. Jennifer told me that this would be like super easy. So I'm trusting her that it is super easy. But yeah, I'm a little dubious. I practiced yesterday. I didn't feel good about it, but I practiced yesterday. So everybody okay? We can still hear me all right? Let's see. Scrolling up to see what else I missed. If you want to join the chat, it's up in the left corner. you just kind of hover over in the left corner, you'll see a bunch of icons come up. It's the blue, looks like a blue pop-out windowy thing. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so one more minute. We'll let a couple more people join us, and then I'll get started. I'm going to switch to, well, I'm not going to switch to, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait another minute. You guys have to look at me for another minute, and then we're going to move into my PowerPoint presentation, which, ironically enough, this is my first one. I've never done a PowerPoint presentation. And when I realized that while I was putting this together, I thought, huh, how did you manage to do that all these years without actually having to do a PowerPoint presentation? But I did it, so hopefully it will look okay and you all won't laugh at me and say, oh, Becki, God, you need to work on the whole picture thing. You don't talk in pictures. So hopefully that will work out okay. Who's with us?
Kathy.
Ah, yay, Kathy's with us. Yay. That makes me happy. So excited. Good morning. Jennifer, did you find the Q&A? Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to switch to screen share here because that is why we are here for sure. So there we go. Is everybody good? Can you see my presentation? It should say make your desk paper free.
Yeah. No, there's a delay.
Ah, okay. So we should be able.
So you just go on through it. There, see?
Okay. We should be able to start. So we are here to talk about how to make your desk paper free and organize your life with apps. And so just really quick and briefly about me, I've been a teacher for over 20 years, and I've been using tech for that, technology for that. Oh, thank you so much. I've been using technology in my studio since the early 90s. And don't laugh, I know some of you weren't even born then. I know. But the past 3 years have been paper-free, completely paper-free for me. I just decided I was tired of having my desk with papers on it and music and reminders and sticky notes and all. It was just a mess. And then you have to find a place to put it, and you have to buy file cabinets, and they're expensive, and you can never find what you're looking for, and then you have to create a filing system, and it's just a big mess. So I felt like, I didn't want to do that anymore. And really, how often do you use those things? You store all this paper and you use it like once in a while, but when you need it, you need it. And so you have to think up the filing system, and it's just a big pain. So I really wanted to find an easier way to manage my teaching life. So I read we're going to go ahead and thank JoyTunes for doing this with Marta, and then I'll continue here. I want to just really say thank you to JoyTunes and to Marta especially for giving us this opportunity. It is an amazing company to work with and to kind of hang out with. On the Facebook pages, I just don't know, and I've worked with development companies before. I just don't know any other company that works so hard at making teachers comfortable and works so hard at getting teachers all the resources that they need. So JoyTunes has really become, I think, the leader in teacher resource. I mean, it's the first place that we need to go when we need something, is to see what JoyTunes has in their archives for us, because they probably have something for that for us. So big shout out to JoyTunes and Marta. And if you think about it, it would be really awesome and phenomenal if you would go to their Facebook page it's just JoyTunes for Facebook, or Instagram or Pinterest, and just say thank you for being completely awesome and amazing, because they really are dedicated to making sure that we have all the things that we need to teach. And then the other reason that we're here is because of this right here. I gave up paper because it's messy, it's always lost, and it has to be stored. And when I finally got to the point where I just didn't want any more mess, I stumbled upon this book, Simplify Your Time by Marsha Ramsland. And this book really gave me the tools that I needed to stop being so lost in the clutter and the urgent and the immediate. So if I'm going to leave this up for a second, if you want to, don't tell me that you're writing this down on a piece of paper, okay? Just don't tell me that you're doing that. I don't even want to know. But if you want to take a screenshot, that would be good. Take a screenshot. But it's an amazing book. She has a whole series. This book, like I said, it really helped me focus on what was important to me, and it gave me the opportunity to sit down and think about how I could make my life easier. So this is a great book. If you find that you need more information on any of the things that I'm going to talk about at the end of this PowerPoint presentation, my first, for what that's worth, again, my first one, my email will be there. So if you need to talk to me about anything that I've talked about today, feel free to give me an email, shoot me an email, and we'll set up another time where I can walk you through some of these things. So let's jump in, because my friend Deborah said, Becki, don't talk too much. Just jump right in, because they don't want to hear you talk about your life. They just, oh, shame on you. Yes, indeed, shame on you. Deborah said, go ahead and just jump right in, because people don't need to hear your life story. They want to know how to be paper free. So to start, I want to say you have to want a couple of things. You have to want to be efficient. You have to want to be open-minded. You have to hate filing, which, yay. And you have to really be tired of hunting for that scrap of paper you had in your hand last week. So to be paper free, you have to really think about all the times that you have to pick up a piece of paper. I don't even get receipts anymore. People say, do you want your receipt? I'll take a picture of it and tell them to shred it or throw it away or whatever. So to be paper free, you're going to have to put some effort into it. And I'm sorry to say paper free is not the same as effort free, but we can do this together. So we need to examine all of the places in your teaching life where you have like a ton of paper and you want to get rid of it. And as I thought about setting this up for a teacher, I came up with like 4 different areas that I think we as teachers tend to overdo paper. We don't need it. So we're going to talk about those 4 different areas. And while it would be really great if I could come into your world and I could take it all over, because I love doing that. I love reorganizing people. It would be really, really fun for me. You guys don't all think like I do, and you all have different priorities. So I'm going to encourage you again to try some of these things out. And if they don't work for you, look for an alternative. The App Store has thousands and thousands and thousands of apps that all basically do the same thing, and you need to find one that you like. And I have to tell you, my husband and I are very different when we look at apps. Like, he uses a different calendar app than I do, or scheduling app than I do, because he wants his to look very streamlined and Windows-y. And I want mine to look pretty and fun and, something I can change every now and again, because I don't want to look at the same background all the time. So all of these options are available for you in the App Store with different products. So feel free to check those all out. So let's see here. We're going to start with, how do I move this along? Oh, there it is. There we go. We're going to start with calendars. Calendars are kind of a big deal. We are teachers. We live and die by our calendars. It's really easy to manage your calendar. You can pick an online calendar service like Google or Outlook or whatever. Most of the apps that you find in the App Store all work with those big calendar web services. So I have a couple listed here. Cozy is really great. It's $8.99. It helps you manage. It's kind of a family manager one. It really helps you kind of keep track of your kids, and a lot of us have kids, so I tried to pick some that would really help. Hub Family Organizer is another one. It starts off cheap, and then the more services you add, the more expensive it gets per year. You can use the organizer to do Plus Universal, which is $5.99. That app is pretty functional. It doesn't do some things that I want it to do, so it's not my favorite one, but we have it. And then there's Ical, which is if you are a Mac user, you can use Ical. Ical works with pretty much every app in the App Store. I'm pretty sure that's contractually required by them. But mostly I use my Gmail Google account for a calendar. So anything that I put in my Google Calendar while I'm sitting at my computer pushes to all my phones, to all my devices. Anything that I put on my device, whether I'm working on an iPad or on my phone, gets pushed to the web view as well. So, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's kind of a matter of setting it all up. Do know that once you start using Gmail, for those of you that don't use Gmail, you are giving up all of your privacy rights as to how you shop and what you look at, because they mine all of that data from you and they send it off. And frankly, I'm okay with that because Amazon does the same thing, and I'm a huge Amazon shopper. So if they're going to know what kind of shopper I am, they're going to know what kind of shopper I am, whether they ask me in a survey or they find it on my email. Whatever. I have a separate one that's private and encrypted for email. So I just use Gmail for stuff that doesn't have anything, particularly personal in it. So calendar is pretty easy to use. You go in there, create your blah, blah, blah. You are going to have to try a couple different services for this. I recommend that you try 2 apps at a time. So it's kind of a pain to enter the data twice. But you want to see which one is easy for you to enter, which one's easy for you to work with. And then typically what happens is as soon as I run into a problem or the app doesn't do what I want it to do, I discard it immediately and move on to the next one on my list. And I usually do 4 to 6 at a time. So until I can really find the one that I can kind of mesh with and work with. So you will be able to manage your calendar. This is one of those places I keep a big calendar. I have several teachers that work for me. I keep a calendar with all my teacher schedules on there. I keep calendar for my kids and their activities, for my husband, for family activities. It's great that I can see it all in one place. So that definitely makes me really happy. Okay. I guess I should tell you on that last one. Go ahead if you want to use Google. Make sure that you set up in your features, in your settings, that that's your default one. So just be aware of that. The other really important feature for teachers to be paper-free is invoicing and payments. So let's talk a little bit about that one because it's kind of an important one for us. I used to have tons of invoices. I would print them all out on one day, and then I would hand them to parents as they were coming in. And it was a lot of ink, and it was a lot of paper, and it was a lot of wasted space on the paper, and I still had to pay for all that ink. It was just a really big pain, and I hated it. So I'm just going to tell you the 2 that I use the most. There's lots of them out there, but these are the 2 that just, they make me happy. The one that I use for invoicing is Quickbooks and Quickbooks Mobile. These are yearly services. They're web-based services. So you can, Quickbooks is not. Quickbooks is a computer software program, so you have to buy that. But then to have access to the Quickbooks Mobile there's a fee for that one. And I like this because, for one, I can create on my first invoice of the month, I can create what amounts to as a newsletter that goes out to the parents in their bill. It's their responsibility to read it in their email. They get their bill, they get the notifications of recitals and upcoming competitions and upcoming, events. All of that is put in, on the days that we're going to be closed, all of that is in there. I post it in there and say, hey parents, this happy Christmas or Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, whatever it is, whatever holiday it is that month. So this next one's going to be woohoo, top of the Irish tea or whatever. That's going to be in March, I think. And then of course we've already set up our date for the recital. So I'm going to put a reminder in there. They'll get a reminder in their invoice for every single invoice until we actually have the recital. Just so no one can say, but I didn't know the location, the day, the time. The only thing that won't be there will be the actual layout of the students, the actual programming of the students. So I love QuickBooks for that reason. You can do all of your invoices and then save them and then bulk send them all at one time, or you can send them individually. So say you have something that you need to say to a particular parent, you can hold out their invoice and write what you need to write and then send that one separately. The software holds on to what you sent last month, so you can quickly glance at it before you change it for the following month. So I like QuickBooks a lot. It does a lot of things for me that are really, really helpful. There's some limitations to it, sure, but they're all limitations I'm willing to work with. The Invoice ASAP is an app that you can download on your iPad. Oh, and one more thing, just remember when you're searching for these apps in the App Store, that if you can't find it in the iPad store, click on the arrow where it says iPad only and change it to iPhone. There's a couple in here that I know are for iPhone only, and so to find them, you have to search in the iPhone store, not the iPad store. While all of these apps will work on both platforms, they weren't originally designed for the iPad, or they aren't available for iPhone. So when you're looking for apps, don't cheat yourself. Make sure you check both those stores. The iPhone store has different apps than the iPad store does, even though lots of times you can use them both on either device. Just want to make sure I point that out really fast. Invoice ASAP is an app that lets you import your contacts from your phone, and then you can do an invoice, bam, right on the spot. You type in all of the products that you're doing, especially if you're like a gigging musician and you want to send an invoice, you want to do an invoice really quick and email it to someone. This is really handy to have. It's really simple, it's super easy to use, and it's free. So I've played around with it a little bit. I haven't seen anything where they're asking me to pay for anything yet. So I really like free. Free is always good. So this is how I do my invoicing. And then to get paid, I use these two apps. To get paid, I use Square. Square is a credit card payment device. You plug it into your phone or your iPad, the little white square where the card is sliding through. And a lot of people are very familiar with this. You use them at trade shows, you get them with street vendors. They're becoming more and more popular. They're super, super easy to use. I do, for those of you that are wondering, charge an additional fee for our registration for parents who decide to pay exclusively with us, so that I'm not out the payment fee. And honestly, I can't tell you. I'm sure other people can jump in and chat and tell me what the fee is for that one, because I don't remember, and I just don't remember. So I don't know what that one is. But Square Cash, it works with your debit card, with parent debit cards. And so they always have it with them. It's not like they don't walk around without money. They do. They may not walk around with checkbooks, but they definitely walk around with a credit card. And whether it's a credit card or a debit card, Square Cash is available only in the App Store as an iPhone app. So this is one of those that's only iPhone. But what you do is you set up your account, your payment account and receiving account, and then you invite these parents. You say, I'm going to request fundage from so-and-so parent. They get a request in their app because they've also downloaded it. And then they hit a button and say, yes, I approve. And the money gets transferred from their account to your account. And there's no fees here. So debit card payments become super, super easy. I have one parent, she comes in every month and she says, you got my Square Cash, right? And I was like, yes, yeah, I get it. She just loves this. She tries to pay everybody this way. She tries to get the dance teacher to do it, the art teacher, and all because she does it with piano. So it's really, really a great, great service. And as I said, it's free. There's no fees to them. There's no fees to you. Super, super easy to use. So for sure, check out Square Cash. And again, remember that one is only available in the iPhone search, not the iPad search. Okay, let me check my notes here and see where we are. And then the other thing to remember about being paper-free and money is check out your bank's online services. I don't get paper statements anymore. I keep all of that digitally available to us. We often store those on our computer in it's in a separate drive. So we have all of our financial information is on a separate drive. Use the digital stuff, because really there's no need for you to have to hold on to the paper stuff. I like, okay, somebody just said 2.75 per swipe for Square. So go ahead and don't feel bad about you not having paper invoice or paper statements, bank statements. You can access all of that online. I have been doing this now probably for as long as banks have been doing it. And you have to be smart about it. I mean, don't have your password as like your birthday or your street address or whatever. Get a long password and change it. We change our passwords on our bank statement every 3 months. My husband has a reminder set up, and we sit down and we pick a new password, and then we both know it so we can access our financial data. But we change it every 3 months, and we've never had a problem with hacking or with anybody trying to get into our financial accounts, mostly because we change our passwords so often, and our passwords are never less than 15 digits. So yeah, it's hard to remember. Sometimes it's hard to remember, but he and I've worked out a system, so we're good. We're good. We can make that work. But do be safe with your banking passwords. Make sure that your banking passwords are not something you use anywhere else. It is exclusive to your financial health. That's the only place that you use it. So be really, really careful with that particular one. Okay, so we're going to move on because I don't want to run out of time. And I know that the workshop said that it was going to be 2 hours long. I did that because I didn't know when it was going to stop recording, and I didn't want it to cut us off before we were finished. So we're going to move on to sheet music. I'm trying to keep this under an hour for you. The other place where music teachers tend to have a ton of paper is music. And I have gotten to the point where I don't buy music for my students very often. I send them to websites like pianopronto.com, elenacobb.com. I send them to supersonics.com, supersonicspiano.com, so they can buy whatever music it is that I want them to have, because I am really, really over buying music for students when it's so easy for them to order it online. So a couple of places that I wanted to just briefly talk to you about where you can get sheet music. You can get sheet music at musicnotes.com. And you can see here they usually have arrangements for elementary, intermediate, and advanced. And it's a single purchase. The single purchase gives you one digital copy and one paper copy. And musicnotes.com has an app that you can access all the music that you have in your library. It's right there on your iPad. You open it up, all your music shows up. It's already preloaded for you. There's no lag while the app tries to rebuild the song. Sometimes that happens when you load a PDF. It doesn't happen instantly. There's no lag there. You can take notes with musicnotes.com with their app. So if you want to write notes to yourself. Also, Music Notes and Sheet Music Plus work with air turn pedals. So you don't even have to use your finger to swipe. You can hit the pedal and it will change pages for you, either forward or backwards. So that's really, really great. Also, I like Sheet Music Plus because while it's mostly like Music Notes, they have some more obscure titles. So when I'm looking for accompaniment arrangements for piano for solos by clarinetists or any kind of instrumentalist, if I can't find it in musicnotes.com, and I usually can't, I can usually find it in Sheet Music Plus. So I keep both of those together and kind of work out of both of those. And this one I kind of found by accident. I guess I found it a few months ago, and I went to the Kindle store and I was looking for something, and they recommended a book, and I noticed that it said it was the whole book was available in the Kindle store, and I thought, that can't be right. This is a drum textbook. This can't be in there. I bought it, and what do you know? Kindle, Amazon's Kindle service does sheet music, and I did not know this. So when you're looking for books, not individual pieces, but when you're looking for actual books, you can search the Kindle store, and what you need to type in is piano sheet music. Don't type in sheet music. Don't, okay? Because my eyes, oh my gosh, don't type in sheet music. Just make sure you type in piano, okay? Just make sure you type in piano. But if you're a traveling teacher and you want to keep all of those books that you are looking for music out of, and you want to get your kids to sight read some stuff, or you're trying to pick a song, whether it's, music titles from movie themes, or you're trying to find video games, they have all the collections that we always use from Hal Leonard and from Alfred. They're in the Kindle store. And so you can find the whole book It's not very expensive. Buy the whole book. You have it in your iPad with you all the time, and you don't have to carry around all those individual books. And you for sure, and we're not even going to talk about this today, you for sure don't have to make copies and break all kinds of copyright laws. And I don't want to talk about this because I love composers myself, because I can't compose. I don't like paper and I can't compose. And these are my limitations and I know it. And I need for those composers to keep writing down their thoughts so that I can use them in my classes, because I don't have any musical thoughts. So I need for them to keep doing what they're doing, and they need to do that and get paid for it. So I'm totally okay with that. I would much rather buy the book and keep it in my iPad than buy the book and have to dust it on my bookshelf. So please, 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 please check out the Kindle store. Miss Donna is back here laughing at me. Check out the Kindle store and make sure that you look through their collection of books there, because you're going to be really, really surprised at how many publications are available for you in the Kindle store. And they pull up just like PDF, so it's really, really great. Also, for us teachers to keep track of all our music, if you buy those digital licenses from Jennifer Eklund or from Daniel McFarlane or from Elena Cobb, or I don't know, does anybody know, does Irina Gorin have digital versions of her books? Those can all be easily imported and accessed from Dropbox. So if you dump them in Dropbox, you can use Fourscore to look at them, or you can just open them up in Dropbox. So there's a lot of ways for you to control the paper that is your music library. I have been so pleased at how I no longer have to have like enormous giant files, folders full of sheet music. I love that I don't have to do that anymore. Super, super, super great. Okay, so if you have any questions with that one, write them down somewhere and we'll come back to it. I do want to move on to student assignments, because this is the other place where I often hear teachers talk about how do they do their student assignments. And this one was really, it's really been a fun journey for me. I've been working on it for a while. Initially, and you may have heard me say this before, Penultimate was my favorite, loved it, favorite app for creating student assignments. Every student got a notebook, and I was able to keep track of all of their work over the course of the year, because there were unlimited pages. And if I needed to write a music exercise for them, I could change the page in Penultimate to a staff, whether it was 3 parts or 2 staves, or vocal and guitar lines or whatever. It was so cool. It was so cool. And then Evernote bought it, and Evernote ignored it for a little over 2 years. Evernote just ignored Penultimate. And then Evernote decided, okay, well, we're going to get our hands in here. And then they completely messed it up. And now it's just completely unusable. I can't use it at all. I can't even make the page scroll up. It's just horrible. And you can't change the paper easily, and it doesn't work for teachers anymore. So boo. Boo, Penultimate, boo. I'm very upset. If you have the old version where you still see the notebook covers and somebody asks you to update, don't do it. Do not fall for this. Don't do it, because I updated thinking it was going to be way better, and it's completely unusable. So no, don't do that. I'm just telling you now, don't do that. Notability is a great app if you are new to assigning your students work. What I like about doing this for student assignments is that you can dictate. You don't even have to write it down anymore. You pull up the keyboard and you hit the little microphone on the keyboard, and you just dictate February 17, 2015. And then you dictate in lesson book, page dot 6-7, or if you're using dozen a day, you say dozen a day, group 4, #8, 9, and 10, and it writes it all in for you. Notability also has some really great features where you can draw pictures and you can add audio recordings, and it all stays together. And then once you're done with that, you can email it to whoever you want to. You keep a copy of it. You're only writing it down once or dictating it once, but you keep a copy of it on your iPad, but then you can email that copy to your parents. Now, this is the part that I love the most, is that you can email a copy of the student's assignment immediately as you're doing it to the parent, and they cannot come back to you and say, but we didn't know what we were supposed to practice. Yes, you did. I sent it to you. I have proof that I sent it to you. I totally sent it to you. So this has completely eliminated that phrase from my studio. I didn't know I was supposed to practice. Yeah, you really did. I love that. I love that they have to be accountable for the work that I assign them. Great, great, great tool, which is one of the reasons that doing student assignments on my iPad has just been so incredibly liberating. Note Mocha is also really kind of, I like Note Mocha just because it looks pretty. It's one of those situations where my husband, if you gave my husband and I the choice of Notability or Note Mocha, he will go with Notability because it's just very functional. And I will go with Note Mocha, which does exactly the same thing. But I would use it because it looks pretty. All your notebooks are like lined up on these little shelves, and you can pick different colors of covers, and each student, I always let the students pick their cover. And so I really love that. However, I've been on the lookout for, something that really encompasses everything that I need to do. Both Notability and Note Mocha both require a little, if you're new to iPad, you'll have to play around with them, watch the tutorials so that you learn how to make them work. But InFocus Pro, and dude, this is like my all-time new favorite. As long as they keep using it keep it the way it is, I will never switch from this. I completely love InFocus Pro. And InFocus Pro is one of those apps that you are not going to find in the iPad App Store. You're going to have to search for it in the iPhone store. InFocus Pro is basically a file cabinet for your students. And when this is all over, I'm gonna after I stop looking at my notes on my iPad, I'm going to show you a picture of what my students look like in my InFocus Pro account. There are two things for those of you that are experienced users that you need to know about InFocus Pro. First of all, it's not web-based. So anything that you do is local to whatever device you're using. It doesn't sync across devices, which completely sucks. I'm sorry. And I told him that. And I've been totally spoiled by Piano Maestro and JoyTunes because usually when we ask for a feature fix, they do it right away. And InFocus Pro is still developing, and they haven't fixed that yet. So they're going to, but they haven't fixed it yet. So, that once they fix that, I will be much happier with it. Because I never really know which device I'm going to be on, and I've had to commit to using my iPad for InFocus Pro. But what's great about this is that not only does it sync with your schedule, it gives you a to-do list and a sticky note list, and it shows you projects. So what I did was I have every single student, and this will be easier for you to see when I show you the actual, I show it to you actually on my iPad. Each student is a project. And within each project, I can assign a folder. So folder 1 is always student assignments 2015. Folder 2 is repertoire and recital pieces. And folder 3 is accomplishments. I can add as many notes as I want to under each of those folders. I can write a sticky note within each note that I create. I can add a picture, or I can add a sketch chart. So say you want to write down really quick finger numbers for a new scale, or finger patterns that you want them to work on. You can sketch those out as little like sticky notes that are attached to their assignment, and then you can send the whole thing. The whole thing goes to the parents. The pictures, the sketch notes, all of it goes to the parents. So I've been known to write sticky notes that say, parents, don't forget to download such and such song and print it for next class. All of that information can go into this assignment, and then it stores the assignment based on whatever title you give it. And I always title mine by the date that the student comes in. There are other apps that we're gonna, I know a lot of you use things like, oh, come on, Becki, Music Teacher's Helper, and Bob Class is the new one. These are great, but I really like the flexibility. Well, not the flexibility. I like the long term that I can see what they did in 2015. I can see what they did in 2014. I can see what they did in 2013 because I can create those student files, and you can put as many files inside each student file as you want. So I really love this app. Totally love this app. So I will show you that as when this is over, and I can show you my iPad, and I'm like I'm looking at you face to face, which I'm not right now, and it just feels weird to talk to my computer screen. But anyway, InFocus Pro, and good news about InFocus Pro is I have a free code. So somebody who is here today will win an InFocus Pro. So don't buy it right away. Give me at least until tomorrow noon. I'll have a winner by tomorrow noon, so that I can pick a winner, and then I will announce it on the JoyTunes page who won the InFocus Pro code. And then if you didn't win, I'm sorry. But somebody will be really excited because they're going to get a free InFocus Pro. InFocus Pro, I think, is $8.99 in the App Store, worth every $9.99 in the App Store, and it was the best $10 I've ever spent ever. I can't rave enough about this. Love InFocus Pro. Okay, so moving on, because the other area that teachers use paper a lot in are forms and spreadsheets. And yeah, we use this a lot. This picture is a horrible picture of what Numbers, that's the name of the app, Numbers by Apple. Yeah, that is all the information lost. Oh, that's a good question. Going back to InFocus Pro, somebody asked what happens with InFocus Pro if it's only on one device, but that device eventually dies and the information all lost. No, because you are supposed to back it up onto your computer. So when you do a sync with your computer, it all downloads into your iTunes account. And so all the information stays in your iPhone or in your computer, in the cloud for you. But your personal cloud, not their cloud. So you have to actually take the extra step of going in and syncing your device, so that all of that information stays updated. I do that once a week anyway. So for me, since that's just part of my daily routine, or my weekly routine, I am constantly keeping my information updated. So that's a very, very, very good question. Did I answer it okay, Jonathan? I think it was you that said that. Was that Jonathan or Valerie? I can't tell who said it, but that's an excellent question. Okay, so moving on, we're talking about forms and registration forms and book checklists and all that sort of thing. This picture, this graphic, only shows like graphs and pie charts and stuff like that, and I don't use this. I mean, I suppose I could use it for like studio growth stuff, but that's not what I use it for. I use it for things like this. So Numbers is really cool because you go in and you create a spreadsheet, and this is a registration intake form. So, and I did it really quick. This is not our actual one. Our actual one is a little more detailed, but parents, I created this as a spreadsheet. Okay, I started with it as a spreadsheet. And so at the top are all of the items that I want to know. All the items are up there, their name, their age, their address, their email, whatever. Then you hit over here and you hit where it says form, and it's really, you can't see it, but it's that little green, that little right there in the green corner of the upper left side, that says form. And when you switch it to a form, this is what the parents see. That's on the right. That's the graphic on the right. And the parents just go in there and they type everything in, and then they hit the little arrow on the right next to the trash can at the bottom of the screen. And all of that information gets dumped into this Excel sheet that I could import or export or do, cartwheels with or whatever. But the actual process of getting the information into a spreadsheet is so easy. So I use this for nearly everything. If you are trying to keep your book database and who is checking out books, you can create something very customized for yourself. If you want to do a registration intake form or a competition form or a survey, you can create checkboxes in here. Here within that form, where it says lesson length, I changed the cell to do, and this is really easy. And trust me when I say this is really easy, because I have the ability to manage spreadsheets and numbers of a gnat. Okay, I don't have the brain capacity for it, and I am just not good at spreadsheets at all. So for this to work for me, it's super easy to work with. I changed where the cell to lesson length was to a checkbox, or what is it called? It's called a pop out. And so here the parents can pick if they want 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes, and that will show in the form in my database on my spreadsheet. So I can easily keep track of how many students I have doing that. Super duper easy to customize and to use. I also do, and I thought I put a graphic in there, but I guess I didn't. I also use this for my book billing list. All my teachers they have access to this file. And so they go in, and when they have to order a book, or a student needs a book, or as much as I hate ordering it, sometimes it's just unavoidable. You have to order books and they need to be billed. The teacher goes in and puts in the name of the student, the title of the book, and then the other fields are for me. Did I bill them already? When did this order go in? What order was it attached to? I'm able to track all of that really easily. Again, goes into spreadsheet form. It's really easy for my accountant to see. It's really easy for me to prove that we did these book sales and keep track of all that information for taxes, which I don't want to talk about. But anyway, it's really, really easy to use this app to do pretty much whatever form you want. Whether you're collecting emails or whether you're collecting, votes on where you should have your next recital, you can create a whole bunch of things in here. Now, I will say this about this particular app is that you really do have to play with it. You really have to sit down with a piece of paper that has, whatever form it is that you're trying to eliminate the paper form of, and play around with it to see what you can do with it. There's lots of YouTube tutorials that will show you how to make this work. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me, because again, this is one of my favorite apps. I go to this app anytime I need any kind of form, so that I can easily see it and just hand the iPad to the parents, say, fill this out, and then I have all the information I need and I can do cartwheels with it later. Okay, so, 11:43, I'm doing really well. We're gonna move on to just some fun apps that I like that don't really have anything to do with paper. Well, this next one, you're gonna shoot me because it actually is a paper generator. But these extra apps are kind of fun. I was on Piano Teacher Central, I think, and they were talking about bingo cards and who had a bingo card. And I thought, oh, surely there's an app for that. I don't want to have to create bingo cards. This is an app that will let you create bingo cards. And what I really liked about this one is that you can take screenshots of things and you can put those into so if you wanted to play bingo with the kids' faces, you can take screenshots of all your students and then play bingo with all the kids' faces on there. Because it's a digital version, you can do cartwheels with it too. It's super easy to generate. And then once you generate your cards, you can print those out and laminate them and you can use them forever. But I really love that this is an app. So you can create and make your own custom bingo games for whatever you want to do. I obviously don't like paper, so I won't use this, but I will use this one, which is Music Symbols Bingo. And basically this is a symbols quiz that sort of plays like bingo. So up in the corner, they are asked, the call is out, find me a whole note. And they dab the whole note, and then they just keep going through the symbols until they get a bingo on the card. So obviously at some point, everybody's going to have bingo. This is only one player. It's really, really not for like a group class or anything. This is more a time taker upper. You have 3 minutes left in the class. You don't really want to start anything new. This music symbols bingo is really good for them to double check, for you to double check their under comprehension of terminology. So I like that. It's okay. I will use this one. And then, okay, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I'm going to try to do it really fast. A couple weeks ago, I was helping a teacher, and I walked into her studio and she had sticker charts. And when I say she had sticker charts, I mean she had sticker charts all over the walls. And it I'm not gonna lie, made me a little nervous. I was a little nervous to be surrounded by quite so much paper. I have a student who suffers from patachianophobia. Look that one up, patachianophobia. I have a student who actually has a legitimate fear of stickers. He actually is scared of stickers, okay? Not stickers on a page, but if you come to him with a sticker and you try to put it on his person, he will pass out, literally pass out on the floor in your office. It's very, very, it's a big deal for him. So I don't use stickers very often. because, out of respect for him and his condition. But there are actually apps that will let you do sticker charts and reward charts that you can keep on your iPad. And I like these too for parents. They can download these apps and use them at home to track practice. So this first one that's called sticker chart up in the top, if you create a bunch of sticker charts for your students, as they practice, they can pick the stickers. The stickers are that third slide. They can pick the stickers, put them into the app, and then they can email you this chart so you can actually see their progress. Parents can show you their progress. So you don't have, you've eliminated the need for an assignment book that tracks their practice, and you can do it this way. They can also pick their sticker, which is kind of cool because they like having, some control over something. So that's one of the things that they can do. And then the group star charts, Lori Birmingham does this a lot. She does lots of competitions with her students in groups. This one lets you, this particular app lets you put your students into groups, and then you can see cumulatively which team is doing the best. Super, super easy to use. You put the names of the students in there, and then you start adding in the stars based on, whatever criteria it is that you've set up. So I really like that one a lot for group types of things. Woohoo! Okay, I think that's it. I just checked my list, and I don't think that I've missed anything. I think I'm okay. Yay! Yay! This is so good. Okay, so obviously I can go on for hours and hours and hours about apps, but I'm trying to keep this short because I want to be done in an hour. And I know you guys want to for me to stop talking so you guys can ask questions, and you want to run to the App Store and start looking at stuff. I do, again, want to just reiterate and say, I really hope that this time has given you the encouragement that you need to just take the plunge and go paper free. There are options. There's an app for that. It's totally true. There's an app for that. I haven't found anything that I've needed to do to eliminate paper that I haven't found an app for. So feel free to just cruise the App Store until you find what you need. They're really, really great. I personally find technology very restful. It makes my life easier. It makes my life more efficient. I have a very sweet friend who's actually in the room with me, and I asked her why she didn't like tech, and she was like, well, I'm more accustomed to paper. I've used it longer. And I have to give her this. She's trying. For me, because she loves me, she is trying to get on the technology, bandwagon. And I don't know that she thinks it's worth it yet, but it's a process. It's a process, and it's fine. We will all get there, but eventually she'll stop using paper. And then two, I live with a little boy who just loves paper. He likes checklists and paper books, and I don't know how that happened to him with two technology oriented parents, but it did. I'm still working on him. This last slide is my email address. I wanted you guys to be able to get a hold of me. So write that down, take a screenshot, do whatever you want to do, so that you can get a hold of me. If you need me for anything, I'm totally, totally at your disposal. This webinar is going to have a link posted in the JoyTunes, on the JoyTunes Facebook page, I think that's what Marta wanted me to do with it. And then really briefly, I keep saying that, and I actually do mean it, but really briefly, I'm going to stop the PowerPoint presentation so that I can show you what my students look like in InFocus Pro. Okay, so let me see if I can find, I am stopping the screen sharing now, right? There we go. I am here. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up close to my camera. Let me turn this light off. Let's see if I can get, so these are all my students. Everybody's got their own folder. We're going to look at Emily. What did I do with Emily? So I was looking at hers yesterday, and I thought, oh, that's a good one. Okay, so here's Emily's stuff. You can see that Emily has the main folder, which is up there that says C1, and then it's backwards. It's backwards. Stretch your brains, people. It's backwards. It says 2015 assignments, and then lower. Oh, it's getting really bright. I don't know if you can see that green. You can't. Okay, there's a green bar down there, the green bar. says repertoire and recital stuff. And under each folder, it has, maybe if I do.
It's straight on my screen.
How about that? Haha, that's better. You can see the dates for each of her assignments. And then if I tap on any of those assignments here, you can see what I assigned her. And then up at the top, it says, right next to where it says edit, there's the go away arrow with the square. So this is what gets emailed to the parents. Love this app. Absolutely love this app. I love this app. I don't think I've said that enough yet. I really love this app. So I want to say thank you for coming. I want to open the floor and see if there are any questions that I can answer. So hit me. Do you have any questions? Because this is the time. Anybody? Nothing?
Give it a second because there's about a 7-second delay.
7-second delay?
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. I am told there is a 7-second delay.
At least, if not 10.
Or longer.
Because on my screen, you're still talking.
Oh.
Yeah, you just clapped. Okay. You see the parents respond well to your recommendation of using the sticker chart.
Yes, they do. Actually, the parents respond really well to the sticker charts and assigning it. My parents are so used to this now that it's part of our studio culture that it doesn't faze them at all to buy apps that I recommend. They go ahead and buy the apps. They use them for other things, not just piano. Once they discover the app, they start using them for chores or for special projects at home. So yes, the emailed assignment is really, really handy because they can forward that to a lot of my children have babysitters or nannies. They can forward that on to the babysitter or the nanny to make sure that the student practices because the parents don't see the kids to practice with. So they do absolutely love having all of that.
Kathy wants to know if it's recorded so they can re-look at it.
Yes, as soon as I stop broadcasting, Jennifer Fox told me that I will get a link to a YouTube recording, and then we'll post that link both on our JoyTunes page and we'll post it on the website, so you can always go back and watch these whenever you want to. Let's see. I'm loving hearing the play-by-play. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions from anybody? Let's see. Nothing. Okay. Well, I'm going to close this down then. And again, paper-free does not mean effort-free. You are going to have to, kind of play around with it, see what you can come up with, see what you like, what you don't like. You'll find that you actually have an app preference. You'll gravitate towards apps that just fit you the best. So look for them. You'll start to get to know all of the developers really well because you will love their products or you'll hate their products and discard them. But it's been a great 3 years. I'm not going to lie. I love being able to sit down at my desk and see my desk. Again, that's nice. My desk is handmade by my dad, and so I like being able to see my desk. And I want to thank you again for coming. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. For those of you that are seeing this webinar later, thanks for spending some time with me, even though it wasn't live. Your time is very valuable, and I'm very, very grateful that you chose to spend some of it with me. I do want to say thank you again to JoyTunes for letting us do this and for providing this opportunity for us. JoyTunes really needs to hear that they are awesome and that we are grateful. Teachers just go flood their page with, you know, you guys are amazing, we just love you, because they need to hear that. So anyway, have a great day teaching today. I am going to sign off here. Again, if you need anything, my email is missbecky@gmail.com. Feel free to contact me if you need anything, and I will see you guys later. Thanks so much. Bye.